because of Marcus books that, and because of people like Dr. Goodledge, people like Pop Julian Richardson, Ms. Ray, who were some of the people who inspired me to extend myself in a way of understanding that I needed to better myself as a person. And so they were responsible for making sure that I went to higher education, that I matriculated. And because of that, I received 3 bachelor's degrees from Grambling State University. We're not even going to talk about the musical part of it. Let's talk about the importance of how they've been the pillar of the community when it comes to making sure that youth like myself at that particular time understood the responsibility of community and of
It hosted Nippon Drugs, which served Japanese healthcare needs. And after World War II, the building became Jimbo's Bop City, as you all know, a cultural institution that helped the Fillmore earn their reputation as the Harlem of the West. Jimbo's Bop City attracted a lot of different incredible folks in our history in the music. Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, and a number of others that were mentioned here before. And when the redevelopment agency threatened to raise the Fillmore and Japantown communities, members of the historic preservation movement at that time gathered to save this and several other historical Victorians in the community. The Marcus Books building was raised off its foundation and trucked 2 blocks around the corner to 1712 Fillmore Street, where it became a part of the Victorian Village, a small collection of refugee historical buildings that escaped redevelopment. Since its move, the building has housed Marcus Bookstore, the oldest black bookstore, a black-owned and black-themed bookstore in the nation, and a center for black intellectualism, culture, empowerment, and activism. It's hosted so many incredible literary figures like Rosa Parks, James Baldwin, Eldridge Cleaver, Maya Angelou, Malcolm X, and Oprah Winfrey. It is iconic and very appropriate that the Historic Preservation Commission is now being asked to landmark a building that helped inspire San Francisco's historic preservation in the first place.
The Richardsons met while students at Tuskegee Institute and moved to San Francisco in the early 40s, where they started the Success Publishing Company in 1946 on Fillmore Street, a block from where we now find Marcus Books. Noticing that the city's growing African-American population lacked a source for black literature, the Richardsons began selling their personal collection of books and reprinted canonical texts. Marcus Books officially opened in 1960, and since then has operated as a bookstore, a community gathering space, an education space, a performance space, and a space of organization, civic dialogue, and political action.
I'm a member of the Japantown Organizing Committee, and I'm also on the board of Fifth Stream Music. And Fifth Stream is an African-American, Japanese-American jazz performance and educational association or organization. And we teach a jazz program at Rosa Parks Elementary School. And one of the places we go to when we take 4th and 5th graders on the tour of their community is Marcus Books. And we tell them, this is the place where the musicians that we've been telling you about played. This is the real place. And now look at all these books. Look at the names. Look at the titles. This is a place of culture, of history, of heritage. It matters to you because this is your community. This is your place.
I make a motion that we initiate a designation for Marcus Books, and that in this period between now and when it comes back, that some of the additional research that Commissioner Matsuda had pointed out be added to the designation report.
Second.
Thank you. We'll call the roll.
On that motion, then, to initiate and for staff to include the African American and Japanese American ties, as well as the social and cultural heritage context to the report that comes back to the commissioners in the future. On that motion, Commissioner Hyland.
Yes.
Commissioner Matsuda.
Yes.
Commissioner Perlman.
Yes.
Commissioner Wolfram.
Yes.
And Commission President Haas.
Yes.
So moved, Commissioners. That motion passes unanimously 5-0.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.